I hate it when we have dead air. So we won't have dead air anymore. Welcome. You're in the Thomas Loop, all WNYradio.com. I'm Tom Proctor. Following and floundering at the same time by, Noah's Ark, the flagship show of all WNY Radio. They're heard 6 to 8 Wednesdays here at all WNY Radio. We're on Ustream. I have guests here. I want to thank you very much for coming down. Pick a microphone, pick a headset. Nicholas Spacone is in studio. Welcome, sir. Get comfortable. Put your feet up.
Just want to say this is coffee in this cup, not apple juice. I know some people are probably concerned out there. My girlfriend texting me.
Yeah. Nick, man, how's it going? You're a very busy person, obviously, and I could tell because I send messages, and 8 hours later I get a reply. You're a very busy man. So explain to everybody what you do after you get your headset fixed up.
Well,
you can get up right up on that mic if you want.
Ooh, right up on it.
There, get up right on it.
Okay. It's nice. Well, yeah, man. I stay busy, writing, recording. Other than the time I spend at home relaxing,
Right.
which isn't a small amount. I think that's important. But no, I get out as much as I can, and I try to play 2 or 3 shows a week and try to record as much as possible, and keeps me out of trouble for the most part.
Now, you have a studio in a particular area in Niagara Falls, New York.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's at the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center, which is the old Niagara Falls High School on Pine and Portage, Niagara Falls.
New York, USA.
USA. It is outside of New York City. It is the largest conglomerate of artists
Cool.
in New York State.
That says a
Over
lot.
70 artists, all types of different arts, painters, sculptors, musicians. There's, things that I'm not even aware of, I'm sure, going on in there. There's just so many rooms, all the old classrooms. They're just, you walk down there and you'll see classes going on, people coming in and out all the time. So it's a good place to be. There's a lot of life in there still.
Now, you personally have your own studio in there. You said since 2003?
Yeah, since about 03 or so, I've been in there, which is a couple years after year or two after they turned it into the NAC, and grabbed a couple different rooms. Been in the room that I'm in now for about 5 or 6 years.
How does that work? What was the process in getting a room there?
Well, back then it was easy because I wouldn't say easy, but it was easier because they had just opened. So I just went to the main office and talked to the staff and administrative staff there, and got in. And I'm lucky I did that when I did that, because now, for the past, I don't know how long, it's been completely full.
The expansion is.
And you got to kind of wait for someone to leave before you can get in there.
So it's like a waiting list. That's pretty cool.
So yeah.
What made you?
They haven't kicked me out yet.
Yeah. Now, what made you decide that I want to try and get a studio in this particular building? Did it have any sentimental value? Or is it just first come, first serve? I want to jump on this opportunity when I have the chance to do so, or was it a combination of everything?
I was the sentimental value, a little bit. I was the last class to graduate from there.
Okay.
In 2000, the very last
Wow.
one. So barely made it out of there. Walking through the halls, dodging giant garbage cans that were collecting, sealing water, and
Yeah.
it was a little crazy. It's in much better shape now. They've replaced the roof. They got the matching grant. It was like $1 million matching grant.
Wow.
So it's actually in much better shape than when I went to school there. But there's a little bit of that, and it's still weird to this day, walking through the halls and just even though I've been in there for eight or 9 years, to imagine all the kids
what it was like
that were there and what it was like, and it's a little weird. And every time I bring a guest in there, they go through the whole thing, like, oh man, like, oh, I think I had class here. Oh, this is my locker, So
that's crazy.
So it's good. But other than that, it was really the only place around that had such affordable, space for rent.
Right.
And that was, the whole building was dedicated to arts and culture. I saw a lot of bands that the rehearsal space was just kind of like in a pizzeria or something
Yeah.
like after
Yeah.
hours, which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean, take what you can get, but being part of that whole art community that's in there was pretty appealing to me.
How many years have you been involved as a musician? What was the trigger that told you that, hey, I just want to play music. This is what I want to do.
Probably since the beginning. I mean, I remember being real little and my mom taking me to see her friends and doing shows at NU, musicals and stuff. And
Her friends, any particular names that stand
I can't
out?
remember.
Okay.
They were
Okay.
just friends of hers,
Right.
you know, and a long time ago, and being just in awe by, I think it was maybe Guys and Dolls or something they did. And then, you know, my mom will play for you. I'm sure she'd love to if she could find them tapes of me pretending to have my own radio show. When I
Right.
was like 6 or something.
We
Just-
all did that.
yeah, just a little, yeah. And then it wasn't maybe 10 years later when I was about 14 or 15 that started my first band. And
So right around that point,
yeah,
you
just
just
found like-minded people and
Cool.
took some
Cool.
guitar lessons and went from there.
you found the identity and
Yeah.
just went at it.
Yeah.
Nicholas Spacone, you go by Nicholas or Nick in general?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, either one. Mostly Nick. I don't know, 3 syllables, right? Nick Spacone. That's like there's like some kind of
Yes.
rule there.
He's in the Thomas loop. I'm about to call Frank Thomas Croisdale. He goes by Frank Thomas Croisdale. He's a contributing writer for Niagara Falls Reporter in downtown Niagara Falls. Also is involved in many other things. He's the founder of Niagara Rises Incorporated, and also one of the co-founders of the other, I call it the other, what they call that thing, man. I'm drawing blanks, but he's talking about an event coming up. It's a Kentucky Derby style event to be held sometime over the spring. I'll have him explain to it. And it is the Niagara Falls Chamber of Commerce. How can I just, like, something as simple as that just, like, shoot over my head? But it's another alternative to what is going on in the city. And everything's about rebirth and bringing people back into the sound. And when you hear it, when we talk to him, you're going to hear how passionate he is about it. So we're going to give Frank Croisdale a call in just a moment. Also, I have multi-award winning and also an Art Voice winning person. You're up for Best Solo, right?
Yeah,
Tom Sartori?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I learned
you're up
that
for
from
that.
your post. So.
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
so
I got to
guess
do my
vote for
homework,
me and
man.
the Art Voice, yeah.
Yes, he is up. You can vote for him. I will put
Did
up
you spell
links.
my name right? Or?
They did absolutely
Okay.
correct.
All right, awesome.
I was happy to see that.
All right.
So congratulations to you. I had a
Thanks.
few weeks ago, I had Allie Cortelli. She's up for Best Vocalist.
She's good.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. It was a great show too. She was very grounded. You're very grounded too, and she's a very grounded person. And it was a pleasure to have her in. And then as the show progressed, Tom Sartori will be here at 9 o'clock. Not in person. He's probably down south in Orlando or in Vegas. We're deciding too, because he goes all over the country. He has performed in Fenway Park. He's cashed in on $300,000 in the World Series of Poker, like the World Series of Poker.
That's probably easy to do. I'm sure.
I don't. And at 9:30, Dick Beardsley will be returning here. We'll be calling him from Boston, Massachusetts, where this Monday will be the running of the Boston Marathon on Patriots Day. April 16th is approaching, and that will be the 30th anniversary of the Duel in the Sun between himself and Alberto Salazar. So what I'm going to do right now is give Frank a call, get this show going, because I really want to see Nick play, and I really want you to hear him play and see him. We are on Ustream Live. Thank God I'm facing backward, because you don't have to worry about seeing my ugly beak. By the way, you can give us a call at area code 716-402-4218 via Skype, and we're trying to get a hold of him right now. We're going to get back to that in just a moment. Nick Spacone, do you want to play some songs?
Sure.
All right. We'll get you all mic'd up.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I will get a tune up here, actually from where you performed. One of them, actually both of them stood out. Like the Marvin Gaye tune, I was really surprised at. I didn't expect it, like, overall, for just to sound the way it did by one person. You have a tambourine at the bottom of your foot, you hit for rhythm, and What made you decide, yeah, I want to try a Marvin Gaye tune?
Well, he's one of the greatest singers of our time. Well, he's before our time, but of the 20th century, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So, What's Going On? One of the, if not the greatest song ever recorded. Right?
Nice.
I mean, so I just I want to play songs I like to play, in addition to what people want to hear, and sometimes they overlap. I think that's one of them.
All right.
Falls under both categories. So
We're going to do this right now here at allwnyradio.com. In the Thomas Loop, heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We're going to fix this phone issue in just a moment.
we can play the video.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Here we go.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Father, everybody thinks we're wrong. Yeah. Who are they to judge us? Simply because our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some understanding here today. Picket lines, picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
That is live Nick Spacone from a recent show held at Legends in downtown Niagara Falls, New York, USA. Legends is located on the corner of Old Falls Street and 1st Street, 241st Street. If you want to check it out, that is on Acoustic Wednesdays, and that leads us to that. I mean, you've been doing that for a while too, right?
Yeah. About once a month, once every other month, you catch me down there at Legends, the Quality Inn
The Quality Inn.
Bar Lounge. Yeah.
It's a great
So,
place for
yeah.
tourists to mingle and all that stuff, and you will see them toward the spring and toward the summer, and I think it's a great concept. The Wednesday acoustic act created by, I believe it's Chris Mattice.
Chris Mattice, Toy Star
Jet
Productions.
Yes. We're gonna try this again, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to notify the troops and say, Oh, I think we got it.
Sounds like something.
I think I got it.
I like the icon as a rotary phone.
Yes.
Yeah, on the laptop.
Hello?
Hello, Frank Thomas Croisdale. Welcome to the Thomas Loop. I apologize for the difficulties just a moment ago. It seemed to be corrected. How's everything going over there?
Hey, everything's going great, Tom. Appreciate being on, and no worries about the difficulties. That's the dangers of flying live.
Frank, now there is something coming up. Obviously, we know that you're the founder of Niagara Rises Incorporated and also one of the co-founders of the Chamber of Commerce held in Niagara Falls, New York. We could talk about that too, but there is one major fundraiser coming up involving the style of Kentucky Derby and how the horses race, and you can go ahead and explain that for us.
Yeah, we're doing on April 28th, which is coming up in just a few weeks here, which is Saturday evening. We're doing our third annual Kentucky Derby night in Niagara Falls, and it'll be held at Antonio's Banquet Center on Niagara Falls Boulevard. And it's held each year 1 week before the actual Kentucky Derby. And the idea behind the event is when people come out to the event, they buy a ticket, they come in. There's 6 pre-recorded thoroughbred horse races. We contract with a company out of Florida that sends us these races, and we pre-sell the horses. And when people buy a horse, they get to name it, name the jockey, and then we have no idea who's going to win each race. And then as we send the race off, people can go up and there's a betting window, and they can bet their horses, win, place, or show. And if they win tickets, and we've got all kinds of prizes and gift certificates and all sorts of great things. And they win chances to win those things. And it's really like it's the next best thing to being at Churchill Downs. And when you're there, the first couple of years we did it. It was amazing to see the excitement in the room. People stand on their feet and they're screaming for their horses as they hit the home stretch, and they roll up their programs and pound their legs just like they do at the track or at OTB, and it's high energy and it's a tremendous amount of fun. And then just like Churchill Downs, we also have mint juleps at the bar that's there, and we have an incredibly competitive hat contest. And the women that attend all wear stylish hats like you'd see at Lexington, and then we judge it. And there's this year there's a big cash prize for the first, second, and third place for the hat contest. So we're really excited. But what we're really excited about, Tom, is where the money's going this year. To buy tickets, just $25. That gets you completely fed. It gets you free mint julep. It gets you some betting money for the races, and just a great time. But all the proceeds from the event go to the new teen center at the Niagara Falls Public Library. And the very lovely and talented Michelle Petrozzulo is the library director, and she's a Niagara Falls native. She came back last year after spending many years in the library system in Charlotte, North Carolina, and is sort of rethinking, reconfiguring the library for the new millennium. And this teen center is really crucial to what they're trying to do. And she hired a teen librarian, another incredibly talented woman by the name of Michelle Ornat. And she's going to run this teen center. And the idea is to get the kids off the streets of the city of Niagara Falls into the library. And this particular teen center is outfitted with computers and audiovisual equipment, and there's going to be a lot of arts and crafts and creative outputs. And the idea is to really help kids structure the future. And Niagara Rises is charged through our 501c3 mandate to work toward eliminating juvenile delinquency in Niagara Falls. So we're incredibly excited to be partnered with this, and we think it's going to be a rousing success.
Frank Croisdale is in the Thomas Loop here at allwnyradio.com. Heard Wednesdays. I have a guest here. Have you ever heard of Nicholas Spacone? He's up for the Soloist of the Year for Art Voice in Buffalo. He's a great guitar player, singing, solo artist. He's been in several projects. He works out of the NAC. He has a studio in the NAC. You ever hear of him?
I have heard of Nick, and I'm glad to see that he's partnered with the NAC. That's another great partner of Niagara Rises, and Kathy Cadella, and Bob Drozowski and all the wonderful people. Trudy, great bunch of people over at the NAC. So I'm delighted that he's with you tonight.
Any questions for Frank, Nick?
No. I got my wheels turning a lot. I'm sure I'll have a lot more questions tomorrow for you. But right now, yeah.
Hey, explain, let's go sidetrack a little bit. How's the Chamber of Commerce working? How did that come about?
Well, a new Chamber of Commerce was launched, to really kind of give the businesses in Niagara Falls more help and more assistance. And we seated a board of directors recently, and the board of directors is hard at work at sort of formulating, where the chamber's going to go. But the idea is, the city hasn't had a Chamber of Commerce run by the city, for the city, just specific to Niagara Falls since 2004. And there's a wonderful county chamber. There's a lot of great business associations, and the idea behind the new chamber is to work with all of them to better the city. And, everyone here, I think, agrees that the renaissance of the city lives and dies on jobs and the vibrancy of local businesses. And so the idea behind this new chamber is to really help grow our job base, strengthen the existing businesses, help the business associations, and work hand in hand with the county chamber in fulfilling, the goal of making Niagara Falls the jewel city that it has been in its past and certainly deserves to be in its future.
Frank, also Niagara Rises, any other type of events coming up outside the Kentucky Derby fundraiser?
Well, our big one, Tom, which is in June 21st to 24th, the Niagara Homecoming event. It'll be the 4th annual. And the homecoming event's going to be, bigger and better than ever this year. And aside from all the great events that we normally do, job fairs and baseball games and picnics and church services and all sorts of cool stuff, this year a group called Flood the Falls, Amanda Castillo and Tandra are two people that are leading that. But they're sort of working hand in hand with Niagara Rises, and they're going to have a Niagara's Got Talent. It was originally called Niagara's Got Talent. They found out there was licensing laws that they couldn't deal with that. So it's Niagara's Rising Star, and it's going to be a terrific talent contest. Auditions are happening right now. And if anyone's interested in auditioning for this, they need to go to the Niagara Falls Public Library, pick up an application. The library is also making their audiovisual equipment available for people that want to go in and audition at the library. And I heard today that there was a terrific steel drum audition that happened there. And then there's going to be all sorts of prizes involved with that. And then the top 10 acts will compete live on stage at the Rapids Theater, the beautifully restored Rapids Theater on Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York, in June, that weekend in June. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal event. So that's one of the new things happening. And, of course, the Main Street Music and Arts Festival, led by Rick Krogan and Michelle Altman and all sorts of great people, Andrea Gallen. There's all kinds of people involved with that event. But from what I understand, there's more bands than ever, 2 stages this year. I know you played it last year, Tom.
Yeah, it was.
And I think that's going to be an awesome part of that whole weekend as well. So we're really looking forward to that weekend.
That was an incredible experience. They did it the right way in the first year. And I remember 2 years ago when we were all part of that committee trying to get that thing going. And I think it was the right move to do it last year rather than being rushed the year before that. And you could see its results happening, and there's a second one, and everybody wants in now, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge. Another guy that deserves to be mentioned along with that is Mark Novelli.
Yes.
Mark's a great harp player, as many people know. And I know he's working really hard to organize all the bands, and it looks like it's going to be a great lineup. So homecoming weekend, June 21st to the 24th, celebrate the city. And we're asking everybody, invite your family back. Anybody who used to live here, that's the weekend to come home and partake of all these wonderful activities. I also got to let you know, Tom, that I was sitting here earlier tonight with Alberto Salazar.
Nice.
We were listening to the Dick Beardsley interview, and Alberto gives it a thumbs up. Said he loved it.
Nice. How'd you get to Boston, man?
Listen. You and I are probably the only 2 guys in your audience have any idea what that reference meant.
It's a great moment in sports history, and it is the
Phenomenal
most.
Moment.
And In fact, at 9:30, I'll be. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. This is rare. 9:30, I'll be interviewing Dick Beardsley from Boston. The guy's giving me. I do this voluntarily, and the guy's giving me his time, off the cuff, at 9:30, just about 45 minutes outside of a speaking engagement in Boston. So it is the 30th anniversary of that race. It's crazy that and this is his third time on here. So
I think it's awesome, and I'll certainly be glued to the internet listening to that interview.
nice. Frank, man, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Let me tell you that this Kentucky Derby event, April 28th, tickets are $25. That gets you fed, gets you free drink at the bar. It's a great night. To get tickets, people can either go to NiagaraRises.com. On Facebook, they can Facebook the Niagara Rises, like the Facebook Niagara Rises page for more information. They can call 201-2611, 201-2611. Get a ticket. You know, Tom, $25 barely gets you fed at one of these national chain restaurants. This is supporting Antonio's and their terrific food and their staff. It's supporting your own community. Most importantly, it's supporting the Teen Center in Niagara Falls. And if anybody wants to sponsor a horse sponsorship is $100. Get you 2 free tickets to the event included. And you get to name the horse, name the jockey, and scream for your own horse as it comes down the home stretch.
Frank, thank you very much for your time here at allwnyradio.com. You're welcome anytime. I'm glad you're back aboard, and I don't wish luck, man. Just kick ass and take names.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's my pleasure, Tom. Thank you, as always, for your great support of our community, and
thank you.
Keep rocking.
Thank you, Frank. Take care.
You too.
Frank Croisdale, WNYradio.com. He is the founder of Niagara Rises, as well as a co-founder of the Chamber of Commerce of Niagara Falls, New York, talking about the upcoming event held this spring. And Nick, man, I've been delaying you. I'm very sorry.
It's all right. Don't apologize.
If you're ready to jam, if you want to set up, you're learning things.
April 28th.
Yes.
I didn't know
Yes,
about
and
that.
who knew that there was an audition thing going on for the homecoming? It's a great event, by the way. The first year was very cool. As I recall, Carl Palladino was a guest there as he was running for governor, and he was the guy that helped make the Giacomo. It is his place. The Giacomo happen in downtown Niagara Falls, right next to Legends, in fact. And a completely different person than what people perceived what he was, and just a great guy. He's a throwback. He's like an old Niagara Falls Italian guy. So here we have Nicholas Spacone here in studio. Tom Sartori will be on at 9 o'clock. 9:30 will be Dick Beardsley, and in between, I'd like to see Nick play and show his talents. And we heard his cover, Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On," and we'll hear another one soon because I will play the other tune. So you have a couple of original tunes. Go ahead and explain it.
All right. Okay. This is a song called "Things Are Better," and had it kicking around for a while, and just last year got a little recording done with the band with Host Echo, and you can get this song I'm about to play, and some others on SoundCloud.com/hostecho. That's HOSTECHO, and free downloads. These are just like, we just put some like demo versions of the stuff on there just to get some feedback, and hopefully do a little more professionally one day. We just recorded them in our room in the NAC, actually. So want to play it for you?
Go right ahead.
All right.
You can also give us a call afterward at area code 716-402-4218. Sometimes we get calls, sometimes we don't, and I prefer just watching anyway. So we have Nick Spacone ready to go here at allwnyradio.com. He'll give me the cue. I won't give him the cue.
Oh, all right. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never say the things we mean. We're always in between. I've seen it all before. I've seen the way it's done. There's no reason for getting hard. It's harder every day. It's getting hard to breathe. It's getting hard to stay. That's the way it is. Not much we could change. We try to recreate, try to rearrange. Pieces have been lost. The puzzle has a hole. Our dreams have been exhausted. There's trouble in our soul. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never say the things we mean. We're always in between. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never. Things are better if we never say the things we need. We're always in between.
Nick Spacone, allwnyradio.com in the Thomas Loop. That was great. That was great, man. You can give us a call at area code 716-402-4218. And also, there are other shows here at All WNY Radio at 6 o'clock every Tuesday. It's the Candyland Countdown with Jim Candytree, Scott Harrington. You never know who you'll see drop by. Sometimes you see Jamie Kern. Sometimes you see A2J Amherst. An outstanding band called the Whiskey Reverb. The first time I heard them was the most unique, unorganized, organized sound I have ever heard. You have a rapper, you have a great blues guitarist. Major influence is Steely Dan. That's Jamie Kern. Got Jim.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, that R&B voice, and then you got that just incredible range. Both those guys, Jim Candytree's vocals too, that range, and Scotty's just an outstanding drummer, and you got Tony Bell's on the bass, and he just sits back and whips out all these awesome bass lines like nothing's happening going on, and they're up for Hard Rock Rising, trying to compete against the world. So vote for them.
Vote for Whiskey Reverb.
Vote for Whiskey Reverb. That's heard.
right.
Candyland Countdown's heard Tuesdays at 6 p.m. at allwnyradio.com, followed by Sippin' Scotch with Scat Jones and Cornelius the Human. I love that. I love that show. Outstanding show. And that's another one you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes I'll just laugh for 5 minutes straight. Their intellect, and then the way they make the humor out of it, sense of humor. And I believe Scat's got a musical going on too. Tony and Tina's Wedding, I believe.
At the Neck, right?
That is right.
Yeah,
that is
that's
right. So he's been doing that as well. And then you have the flagship show led by Noah's Ark and his cavalry every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here at allwnyradio.com. And I'm just the guy that's got a limbo underneath the bar that's just raised so high. Thomas Loop heard Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Also, we're on Ustream. We're also on iTunes and FeedBurner. You can just click on allwnyradio.com. You can get the podcast toward the weekend. But Ustream is kind of like on demand. Just click on it, bam, all done. So, this PSA has been brought to you by the letter O and number 3. Nick, man, musical influences. I mean, you brought up Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, what is another? I mean,
So many.
Just limitless.
So many. But yeah, I don't know when I was growing up. Well, I don't know. I'm still growing up. But
Me too. I have great.
When I was a lad, and I first really started, thinking about singing seriously and like what you can do with your voice. The guy for me was Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had a tape of his when he was like 20 years old, and his hair's all gelled up, and
Right.
he's got the little suit on, looking dorky, but man, his voice really opened my eyes to singing, I guess, in my ears.
Right.
So you got Harry Connick there. Eddie Vedder is another huge influence for me vocally. Sting, definitely. Not so much stuff with the Police, but like.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm not
outside of the Police.
I don't want to make it sound like I don't.
That's
like
okay.
The Police.
That's okay.
But I just wasn't into the. You know what I mean?
It's surprising.
It was
cool.
It was his stuff that he was
Right.
doing in the 80s and 90s. I was like, just so unique in his songwriting too.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
Sting,
sweet bass player
for
too.
sure. Yeah. And there's a jazz singer nowadays that I kind of just discovered a few years ago named Kurt Elling.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Check out Kurt Elling. You won't believe what you hear with this guy. There's a song, I think kind of his song he's most popular for is called Tanya Jean. And, man, it's just like nothing you've ever heard. I can't even describe it, what he does. with
Your
his
voice is very unique too. I mean, you've got this soft, calm, raspy talk. You're like very calm voice right now, and then all of a sudden, I mean, here's Marvin Gaye, and then his just screaming, just like I don't know. I have a very monotone voice. That's why I play lead guitar. So the voice is obviously created through all that stuff, or is it just?
Yeah, just a combination. It depends on the song. Too. But I don't know. It just comes out. Depending on what I'm singing about. If it needs to be a little angrier, I guess I'll be a little more gruff. But
Right.
But I like the smooth stuff a lot. John Legend,
Yeah.
one of my favorite singers. I think
I've
he's one of the best singers.
I've witnessed outstanding renditions of his tunes. There.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him at UB a while ago, like right after that his first album came
Cool.
out. Yeah, my girlfriend and I, Anna, went, and he's the man. He's got an awesome voice, blows me away.
Very long career too. I mean, his career is going to be as long as he
yeah.
wants it to be.
Yeah.
So he's diverse in his talent and all that, and it just doesn't. And it's almost like it's under the radar, but yet he's so good when he performs live.
Oh yeah,
So-
flawless.
Nick Spacone is with me here at allwnyradio.com. Again, thank you for stopping by. At 9 o'clock, we're going to have Tom Sartori. I'm going to give him a call. We'll be going over an MP3 of his that he's been wanting me to play. I want to thank Tom for his time. Extremely busy. And then Dick Beardsley at 9:30. He's extremely busy. He's probably the center of attention. He and Alberto Salazar, have you heard Frank for jokingly bringing his name up. And the 30th anniversary of the Duel in the Sun. He had an almost like a virtual 5K event. It was called the Against the Wind 5K, and it was toward a fundraiser in which I'll have him explain. You sign up for 5K on the day, I believe it's March 31st, if I'm correct. Anywhere in the country, you sign up for a race, and you match up against someone else. And it's like, it was really cool the way he came up with this, and it's been getting a lot of reviews. And he'll be talking with us. Boston Marathon is Monday, Patriots Day. And in between that, Nick will be performing, and I'll be listening to. Actually, I'm interested. This one stood out too. I was trying to figure out, who is this guy? And then when I heard the song, I knew exactly what was going on. The first movie that came across was Anchorman, but Nick Spacone does this outstanding Bill Withers cover here called "Use Me." All WNYRadio.com.
Yeah, my friends, feel it's their appointed duty. They keep trying to tell me that all you want to do is use me. But my answer to all that use me stuff, I want to spread the news. If it feels this this good getting used. You just keep on using me till you use me up. Till you use me up. Yeah, my brother, he sit me right down and talk to me. He told me I ought not let you go. Just walk on me. Yeah. And I'm sure he meant well. Yeah. When our talk was through, I said, brother, if you only knew, you'd wish that you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me till you use me up. Until you use me up. Oh, sometimes it's true. You really do abuse me. You get in a crowd of high-class people and you act real rude to me. But oh, baby, 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 when you love me, I just can't get enough. And I wanna spread the news. If it feels this good getting you, you just keep on using me till you use me up. Till you use me up. Talking about you using me, but it all depends on what you do. It ain't too bad the way you're using me, 'cause I'm sure I'm using you to do the things you do. To do the things you do.
Nick Spacone, allWNYradio.com, doing Bill Withers, Use Me. Live at Legends in Niagara Falls, New York. He performs there. Acoustic Wednesdays, brought to you by Chris Mattice and Tice Star Productions. Wednesdays, 9 to midnight, he has a weekly act. Mattice puts this together. He calls me, he calls Nick. I don't know what name he calls me, but whatever. Nick's here. Outstanding rendition. I was talking about it off the air on mute. You could see me going like this. We're on Ustream. allWNYradio.com, the Thomas Loop, heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. You want to do another tune, or you want?
Yeah, I'll do another tune. I wanted to mention my Wednesdays could be really busy this summer because
Yeah, go ahead.
Because in addition to that, in the evening, they're going to be renewing the Old Fall Street music series. You were a part of that last year too.
Yep.
And I did it on Wednesdays. Last summer it was it called? Music at Dusk, right?
Yep.
At 6. This year it's Tunes at Noon.
Yep.
And it's going to be at noon to 2, on the middle block of Old Fall Street, which is like the same block that
Heart of the tourist
Legends is
area in
on.
Niagara Falls, New York, USA.
Yeah, and I had a great time
I loved it.
playing that last year. Helped me a lot as a performer and met a lot of cool people and had some fun in the sun. And so that's going to be this summer, starting at the end of May through September.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be on Old Fall Street a lot, be downtown a lot on,
It's
this
a great
summer on
atmosphere.
Wednesdays.
I really, it was probably my favorite weekly gig. Probably my favorite gig all last year. You're outside, it's sunny. I mean,
It's great.
you got your
Always new people.
Yeah, people
you know?
roaming. The best part was the traffic, the droves of walking people, like going through. We played on the corner of Prospect and Old Falls. because there was another event, and I wanted to stay in that area because when you see the entrance into the state park and outside the state, it
That's
was
the place to
great.
be,
And then they just sort of congregated, and that's what it's all. And John Madden, that's what it's all about. What do we got for us?
All right, this is another song that you can get on SoundCloud.com/hostecho, and it's called Everybody's Song.
Nick Spacone on allwnyradio.com, the Thomas Loop.
Every day is gone, other ones are drawing near. All those dreams at dawn are remembered as we wake. I believe it's gone, but its spirit is still here. I believed your song, and that it is about everyone. About everyone. About every way is long. Other ones are filled with fear. Bring your schemes along, and we'll see what we can take. I may see it wrong, so let's go by what we'll hear. I'll believe your song, and that it is about everyone. About everyone. Every day is long as the trails of falling tears. Every season long we look for a better year. Every dream at dawn, sacrifice to make checkmate. I believe your song.
Nick Spacone, allwnyradio.com, doing a little live stuff here on Ustream. We're on iTunes. We're on FeedBurner. Man, that was great.
Yeah, there was that little middle section, you know.
Had a
where I
little
tried
John Mayer feel.
Oh, really?
1983.
That's a song by his?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was really
All
cool.
right.
I like it. It was really
Thanks.
cool.
It's I like that song. I'm proud of that song. But it's even better when Andy Bennick, who plays guitar with me in Host Echo, his solo in that song is pretty cool. So listen to that online for Andy's solo. Andy also, we share the space together at the NAC, and he gives guitar lessons there. So if you are interested in guitar lessons of any level, or you have children you want to get involved, he's an excellent teacher. He's an amazing guitarist, classically trained at Fredonia. So get in touch with the NAC. You can get in touch with the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center main office and ask to get hooked up with Andrew Bennick, please.
All
Hook my man
WNY
up with some business.
That's right. That's what it's all about here. allwnyradio.com. It's all about networking and getting bands together, getting more gigs, and all that fun, happy stuff here. Nick Spacone's with me here at allwnyradio.com. I'm going to give Tom Sartori a call momentarily. I'm on his webpage, tomsartori.com. That is all one. He's the 2011 Top Solo Artist of the Nightlife Music Awards, the 2010 Solo Artist of the Year from Buffalo Music Award. He's a Top Solo Artist for 6 years. Buffalo Music Awards, Top Acoustic Performer for Art Voice, Best New Band, Buffalo Music Awards, Best Music Performance of 2007 at Assumption College, Best Actor nominee for the Artie Awards. He also cashed in over $300,000 in the World Series of Poker. I believe he was in the top 30 of that. Played everywhere. At Fenway Park, he sang the national anthems. He played at the Super Bowl parties outside the stadiums. Where hasn't he been? He's been in Orlando. He's been in Vegas. He has a reality show called Backstage Pass. Hope I'm doing all right over there, Tom. We're going to give you a call in a couple minutes. You get it. He has an MP3 here on his website. We'll go over there. We'll play a tune from his, too. He can walk me through that. I don't have a problem. We're going to give him a call right now via Skype. We're area code 716-402-4218, and that is not correct. And I'm doing over here. I'm going to give this other phone number a call. Tom, I'm going to give your number away in the public. I never would do that. And that's how you... what not to do. But I'm looking forward to giving him a chat here. And when is your next show? When and where, location?
My next show, let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? And I'm hosting. Host Echo is guest hosting the open mic that is also put on by Tice Star Productions.
Cool.
And it's going to be the last one at the Orchard Grill, which is on Main Street in Niagara Falls.
Right.
Run by some friends of ours. And great little place, great food. And we've been doing it there for a few months. And after this week, it's going to move to the New Honeys.
Very cool.
The New Honeys location. So
Yep.
It's going to be a bigger production at
That
that
is
point,
just
I'm
off
sure,
the
but
190 exit
Yeah.
off of Niagara Falls Boulevard and Factory Outlets Road. It is right off the
So,
corner there.
hosting that tomorrow. And then I'm at the Vault, which is a new club
On Buffalo Avenue. In Niagara Falls, New York.
Friday for happy hour, 5:30 to 9 at Vault. You'll see me.
Via Skype, we're calling Tom Sartori now. Man, that's a lot of business you got going on over there.
Hello.
Hello, Tom Sartori. How are you?
Good, man. Oh, let me turn this. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing well, man. Thanks for joining us. I understand how busy you are. You've got all these. I've already given the intro, so I figured I'd just cut to everything. Where are you right now? Are you in Orlando, or are you still out in Vegas? Explain to what your process has been from Buffalo, New York, until where you're at right now.
Well, I'm living down in Orlando, Florida. Can you guys hear me all right? Is it coming
Absolutely.
through okay?
Perfectly. Perfectly.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah, I spent most of my life in Buffalo, New York, and probably about 10 years ago, I packed up the van and started traveling around the country and trying to build some different cities. Now I'm playing mainly in Florida. I do about 10 cities down here, and I play a couple months a year in Vegas. And of course, I come back every summer and play for 2-3 months in Buffalo. You know, I still have a lot of family up there, and
Right.
I'm going to be heading back in June. I'll be there for 3 months.
Tom Sartori.
So-
This is all WNYradio.com. The Thomas Loop, heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Extremely busy artist. What are you currently doing? Are you in? You said you're in Orlando right now, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, I'm still kicking out 4 or 5 nights a week, man. I've been fortunate, been doing 4 or 5 nights a week for the last 15 years, all over the world. And I can't even tell you. I got to look at I go from one
That's all right.
day to the next. Let's see here. It's all on my calendar.
That's all right, man.
I'm playing in Clearwater Beach this Friday,
Beautiful.
and then Saturday I'm playing in Tampa. Sunday I'm playing in Orlando, and Monday Fort Lauderdale. Just hopping around, man, doing the circuit down here. I actually recent project of mine is I started a management and booking company.
Yeah,
I
go
want to
ahead.
help out young artists who are up and coming, and I want to help them get their careers off the ground. I found this great guy in Buffalo, New York, by the name of Justin Michael. He was opening up for me when I was up there. He's 21 years old, and he's a prodigy. He's been playing piano since he's 3. And I started talking to him. I'm managing him now. I signed him to a management deal, and I've got him down here working the circuit, playing 4 or 5 nights a week as well. So that's my latest venture is managing and writing, helping young artists with their writing. So.
Are you going to veer away from your personal musicianship and lean toward the management part, or are you going to try and balance that out? How do you have a vision, a plan over the next couple of years to see how this works out?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm helping Justin with his songwriting, and we're going to put an album together for him this summer. I'm going to put another album out myself. I'm not by any means, I'm going to perform music till the day I die.
Yeah.
But I figure I've busted my ass over the last 20 years making contacts all over the country.
Yeah.
And one of my songs was being played on 30 radio stations around the country, and
cool.
I had management teams in LA and in Nashville, and I figured why not plug in some artists that I dig into the context that I've created. So I'm gonna balance it out, and it's been fun so far.
What is
about 6 months.
What is the particular song that's being played over 30 radio stations in the country?
The song that really hit big was the One More Whiskey. It went number 1 in 3 different cities.
Nice.
And that song got me to open up for a lot of big national acts like Gavin DeGraw and a bunch of acts all over the country. But One More Whiskey is the name of it. I wrote the song about a girl from Orchard Park, New York, and a drunk weekend we spent together, and it did real well for us.
Tom Sartori is with us in the Thomas Loop at allwnyradio.com. Heard Wednesdays. I'm forgetting days here. I'm forgetting myself. Nick Spacone is in studio here. Nick, you're a performer here in the area. Do you have any questions to Tom?
Man, well, Tom, how's the tan down there? Working on it. Can you hear me?
How you doing, Nick? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah. Well, I like to mumble and speak incomprehensibly, which is great for a radio show.
He's asking how the tan's going on.
How's your tan? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
He's not understanding.
Oh, all right. Skin. But you travel around a lot. I guess it's, instead of a question, I just have more of a comment that, I admire that you've been doing it, you got the longevity, and you do it, by your own rules and everything, and you're equal parts musician and businessman, and I admire that. I've always wanted to.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Yeah. So how have you managed to keep yourself motivated in both regards, and not be, pulled off of your vision or your focus by, various opportunities that might come along that may seem cool, like maybe you're you're talking to some quote unquote label guy, because there's probably a lot of those that approach you. So how do you stay focused on what you want to do?
Well, it's been how this business is, man. You keep a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
And you take the work as it comes, and as far as my focus, I mean, I love music, and really my whole goal was to be a full-time musician. And when I was younger, I had, like we all had the dreams of the big brass ring, and and then I've heard all the stories of those that have the big brass ring, and you hear all the horror stories of even the Goo Goo Dolls and everything they've gone through, and it's the main thing is for me is doing music every day, doing what I love, and being able to make a nice living. So I'm not really. It's not like labels are knocking down my door. I had offers over the years for independent labels, but in this business, it's really until you have some leverage, you get you get offered slave contracts, really. I don't know what your experience is with that, Nick, but for me, it's been, you know, I auditioned. Sony Records called me in for a showcase. I went and sat in the president's office at Sony and then performed, and they brought the staff in, and, you know, you get psyched. You're thinking, wow, this could be my big break.
Yeah.
They offer you some little crappy, nothing slave thing. You show it to your lawyer, and you're like, well, this is just a joke, you know? So that's really been it was discouraging for me. And I decided, well, build my own little empire, a la Ani DeFranco, and you know, and in the meantime, you're building yourself a fan base, and you got a nice career. You know, you're not relying on anyone else to make that for you. Any label who can just shelve you at any time, and you know, it's like you said, making your own rules. That's worked for me over the years. So,
Tom Sartori.
I don't know if that answers your question. I kind of veered all over the place there.
No, I think that's awesome. No, it's that's what I want. That answers
good
my question.
insight.
Thanks. Yeah.
Good insight brought to you by Tom Sartori. You also have a reality show. Go ahead and describe it. I've checked it out a couple times.
I've been doing for fun, man. It's like it's another marketing technique that, and I was excited to see that you're on Ustream, because I use that quite a bit when I do my live feeds. The show's called Backstage Pass with Tom Sartori. A lot of times I'll just hook the iPhone up on the dashboard, and after the gigs, you know, me and the band are driving home, and we're just talking about the gig and shooting the shit. I'll do some live feeds like that. I also do like monthly episodes that I'll edit. And my editing is not great. My camera work's not great. I shoot it all with an iPhone, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, man. And if you go to my website, you can watch. There's 2 episodes in the second season. I don't know if you've seen it. I see you laughing there. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not.
I like it. I think it's a pretty smart move there. It's like you're branching out. You're branding. So that's the first thought in my. That's the first thought. I'm trained in PR, so that's the first thought that crossed my mind. Like you're branching out. This is what you do, and this is what's going on, and you're stamping yourself. That's all, and it's really cool. That's why I'm laughing, because I know what's going on. I think it's really good.
Yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, it's a marketing thing. You think of all the possibilities of if you draw enough viewers to something like that. I mean, all the advertisement money that you can make on you know, on AdSense and some different programs online. I mean, I also use the Amazon Associate program. You know, there's a lot of money to be made, and there's power in numbers. You draw enough people to. Right now, I mean, my videos are only getting, you know, 700,000 views, something like that. But you know, if you can build it up to 10,000, 100,000 a week, you start making some. You can start making some cash, and you got a platform to launch, you know, your client's CDs to product placement and all that stuff. So I mean, for me right now, it's just fun, and I'm hoping that we could draw some attention to it and possibly make some money on it in the future.
Cool. Tom Sartori is with us at allwnyradio.com over the phones, live from Orlando. We are on Ustream. You can get us on iTunes toward the weekend. Also, FeedBurner for podcasts, audio. By the way, you sounded very good with the 2 mics over there. I was tweaking. It was good stuff here. We have Nick playing live for us. Tom, I'm sure you've been questioning about the World Series of Poker. I have some interest in it, but how did you crack the top 30?
That's kind of a funny story. My old bass player, who's pretty well known around Buffalo, his name's Aaron Trubick.
Okay.
And he was playing poker online, and he was on the road with me for a little while, and I said, man, what are you doing? So he taught me how to play. I was horrible at it. I threw a couple little home tournaments. Was the first one knocked out. I said, this sucks. I don't like to lose. So I went and bought every poker book that I could get my hands on and just plowed through them, and started getting better. And I got online and won a tournament, a little satellite tournament. I think it was like 130 people. I came in first place, and the prize was a trip to Vegas and your $10,000 admission into the main event, which I almost took the money.
Nice.
God, I didn't. But so that was I went out there. There was about 6,000 people from around the world playing, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Nice.
I'd only been playing poker for probably 7 months when I went out there. And I mean, I was screwing up at the table. Most of my experience was online. You know, I'm fumbling with my chips. I'm string betting. You know, for those of you who follow poker. I mean, I was just an idiot. So
and you made 300 per.
Yeah,
it's great.
It goes to show you. I mean, I was actually reading the books while I was in the tournament. I finished playing. I go back to the hotel and I'm reading through. I mean, I was learning how I was going. And I think really my main strength was reading people.
Yeah.
You know, I was really able to I made some great plays. I made some great reads where I called with mediocre hands and I was right. I made some, great bluffs at the right time by reading, and there's so much to it, man. I love the game. It's like chess, playing chess times 100. It's
Nice.
just, there's so much involved in it. So it was a great experience, man. And since then, I just went out to Vegas. I performed out there. I performed music out there about a month ago, and I did a small little tournament. And it was like 50 people, and I won first place in it. It was cool, I made a nice little pop there. But I play poker like every other month. I'll play. I just do it for fun, really. A little extra cash when I need it.
Nice.
But yeah.
Hustler Tom Sartori.
I got a question. I got a question for Nick. I heard your last song there. I really enjoyed it. It was great, man. Is that a song off your? Did you have a CD out with that song on it?
Not yet. That is up on our SoundCloud for Host Echo for my band, and just in demo form. I put the acoustic version up and the full band version. So right now it's still something that's being demoed and developed, so to speak. And we plan on putting an album together this year for the band, and that would be on it. But there's no real immediate plans to get into a professional studio right now. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if you're ever heading down to the southeast, man, and you need some gigs. Give me a shout. I guess I started up a little booking agency down here too, so I've got a lot of contacts down there to plug in.
Thank you.
And I'll definitely make a point to this summer. I'm going to be back. We'll definitely like to come out and check out one of your live shows too.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, he's been playing all summer. He's gonna be
Yeah.
playing all summer throughout the whole fall.
Cool.
Street
Thanks,
Very
Tom.
cool.
What's the name of your booking company again? Is it just through your name on your website, or do you have a separate name for your booking company, or what?
The booking agency it's called Music Boy Entertainment.
Music Boy. Okay.
And you can just email me directly from my website, tomsartori.com, on the contact page there. But yeah, there's a handful of acts that I like, that I plug in here and there. Like I said, I've got venue contacts all over the place. So you know how that is, man. It's like the hardest part is getting your foot in the door, and then once you have the relationship, you just you make a phone call and tell them you found someone great, and they'll plug them in.
Cool.
Tom Sartori, thank you very much for your time here. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything to plug? Anything you'd like to get out there to the public?
Just that, man, I'm looking forward to coming back to Buffalo.
Good.
I'm going to be there all summer long, and I hope you guys can make it out to a show. Right now, I've got every Sunday. I'm going to be performing every Sunday again at Sunset Bay, out on the patio.
Nice.
That's been my staple gig. I've been there for 12 years every summer. So hope to see y'all out for a show there. And I'm actually filling up my summer calendar now. I'm looking for some gigs in Buffalo. A lot of my I'm not really I don't really have much booked yet. I've kind of been dragging my feet on it. Besides Sundays and some occasional Fridays at Pages, Paradise Island.
Yeah.
But I'm still looking for a couple more weekly gigs. If you got any, if there's anybody out there listening, or if you guys know any clubs that might work well for me, let me know.
Will do, man. Actually, you're gonna I'll send you a message off the air, and we'll hook you up there.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah, Tom.
Well, thanks for having me.
Tom, thank you very much for your time, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Tom Sartori, WNYradio.com. The Thomas Loop, thank you very much for your time. It's like 4 or 5 times a week all over the state of Florida. I have Clearwater Beach, by the way. I've been there. I would stay every December in Madeira Beach. And back, it was in the early 2000s, so it was great for me because I trained a lot. I ran a lot, and I used to run up and down the beach, and somehow would see Clearwater is shorter on the beach than it would be across the it kind of freaked me out. Like, what am I doing 10 miles? Oh, I forgot it was about 5 miles out or something like that. But it was, the pier is gorgeous down there. I mean, I've been there many times and can imagine what that act will look like. In fact, Kevin McCarthy is down there right now in the Clearwater area of McCarthyism, and, well, he's a solo act, too. He's also an outstanding guy. He's one of the...
You should see him at Good Bar all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I've actually opened for him a few times and actually had the privilege of playing on stage with him a few times, too.
He had the Bose music system there.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm like, God, I'm so
the,
jealous.
The straight-up tower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Those things are cheap.
I have other nicknames for that. I'll keep off air for him. He gets a kick out of it.
I remember that.
Oh, man, it was outstanding. Yeah, that's a great music venue. Good Bar on Elmwood Avenue in Buffalo, New York, right off of Forest, I believe. Yeah, it's right off the corner of Forest.
Actually playing there in June. June 23rd, playing there with another band that I'm in called Fur Terminal.
Yes.
You know about Fur
Yes,
Terminal?
I do.
Yeah. We've played with Noah Goki and the Skulls, some other local bands. But, yeah, Fur Terminal is another band I'm in with. Brooke D'Angelo, shout out to BFD, who's a great local photographer.
An outstanding singer, too.
She's the singer, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And, yeah, we'll be playing at Good Bar, I think with Whiskey Reverb, actually. So that's going to be an interesting night. And if you don't know what I mean by interesting, go look up Whiskey Reverb, go look up Fur Terminal, and just take a gander at some photos. Yeah.
And they're also up on YouTube, Whiskey Reverb. And I don't know what Fur Terminal is, but...
No, we're not there yet. But we're writing a bunch of new stuff right now. It's great. The cool thing with Fur Terminal is every song is a different genre. You know, depending on what Brooke writes, depending on her lyrics, she's like, I want this. This is going to be a reggae. This has got to have a reggae feel, or this has got to have a whatever metal. I mean, every song is complete. So that's an awesome, fun challenge getting up with those guys and gal and exploring.
Nick Spacone is with me here at allwnyradio.com. We've seen him play twice live songs. Do you have anything else in the shed that you want to just jam out?
I was thinking of playing some John Legend.
Go for it.
If we got a few minutes.
You got a few minutes, man. You got plenty of time. Nice time window here.
All right.
Go right ahead.
All right.
You're mic'd up just fine, by the way. I got you
All
here.
right, good.
I got you here.
Get comfy here.
That's right.
I'm in love with you. This ain't the honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. Right in the thick of love. Sometimes we get sick of love. Seems like we argue every day. I know I've misbehaved and you've made your mistakes. We both still have room left to grow. No love sometimes hurts. I still put you first, and we'll make this thing work. But I think we should take it slow. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. This ain't no movie, y'all. No fairy tale conclusion, y'all. It gets more confusing every day. Sometimes it's heaven sent. We head back to hell again. We kiss and we make up on the way. I hang up, you call. We rise and we fall, and we feel like just walking away. As our love advances, we take second chances. Though it's not a fantasy, I still want you to stay. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary people. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. Maybe we'll live and learn. Maybe we'll crash and burn. Maybe you'll stay. Maybe you'll leave. Maybe you'll return. Maybe another fight. Maybe we won't survive. Maybe we'll grow. We never know. Baby, you and I, we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. 'Cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. This time we'll take it slow.
Nick Spacone going John Legend, man. Here at allwnyradio.com, the Thomas Loop. It's the Nick Spacone Show. Live with Nick. We'll be taking your calls there to code 716-402-4218 if you want to call. It's also a 24-hour hotline. Man, that was really good.
Thanks.
I've been saying that a lot. It's repetitive, but there's meaning behind it.
I
That was
respect
really
your
good.
opinion,
Yeah.
sir. I do.
It's more like fact, man. I'm sure a lot of people are like, holy crap. We had Tom Sartori just a few minutes ago. I, once again, can't thank him enough. He'll be up here in the summer in western New York area, just south of Buffalo at Sunset Beach over the summer. I'll be sure to come out and watch him a couple times. And earlier we had Frank Croisdale explain about the Kentucky Derby event, the founder of Niagara Rises and co-founder of the Chamber of Commerce in Converse shoes.
There
Converse
should be a
shoes.
Chamber of Converse.
Converse shoes. And Magic Johnson and Larry Bird wearing the shoes. Chamber of Commerce in Niagara Falls, New York. Where the hell is my brain? It's not here. Heard every Wednesday, the Thomas Loop at 8 p.m. We're going to give Dick Beardsley a call in just a moment. I'm going to give him a few extra minutes. He's just finishing up a speaking engagement in Boston, getting ready for the Boston Marathon. It is the 30th anniversary of the Duel in the Sun. He had a recent event called the ATW 5K. We'll have him explain how the success was. I'm sure it was very successful. I'd like to also thank his wife, Jill, for making this happen. This is basically a PR representative for Dick Beardsley. The marathon distance to me, I'm going to get a little sentimental here. It's the last one on my bucket list. I've been out of the sport for a while. I competed nationally, regionally and nationally for a couple of years, ranging from 2003, 2004, parts of 2005. And I've always had, I wouldn't say bad luck, bad results at the distance. I was able to run very well at North America's oldest race. It's called the Around the Bay. It's older than the Boston Marathon. I was the second overall American. I was sixth overall in the race in 2002, and I realized that was, back then I was like 26. And back then I was figuring, wow, this could be it. A marathon could be my distance. And this was after season through college. I competed in the Empire State Games a few times, so on and so forth. And it just sort of culminated at that point, and then it never really happened. So I always think about it. It is like that. I don't want to be that high school kid, like 30 years later, talking about what could have been, should have been at the bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, none of the wars. I'm not ready to talk about war stories. The hell with war stories.
Other people can tell them about you.
Yeah,
In 100
but yeah, I
years.
mean, the Boston Marathon is the holy grail of marathons in the world. And you got New York, it's very close. You got London, it's very close in stature and size and all that. But there's nothing like Boston.
Yeah.
And I have family ties out there. My father was born in Brookline, about a mile from the finish there. So it's just sort of like everything is, my cousins run it. Give you an idea. My cousin has completed the Boston Marathon.
Nice.
Great runner, too. He ran for Geneseo, SUNY Geneseo, years ago. So that's it, man. That's the last one on the list. Then I could just like go, wipe
So
my hands
you
clean.
haven't done a...
I have not done a good marathon. I've run equivalent to a 2:23 marathon in around the Bay. 2:22 a few years ago would have
Man.
gotten me in the Olympic trials. Now it's down to 2:20 and faster. So, but I've run a 1 hour and 42 minute 30K. It's about. I'm not a numbers person. I was happier with sixth place, and my
Sure.
style of racing. I didn't want to be the fastest guy. I just wanted to beat you to the finish line. It was very. Because I got short legs, and I have like the double whammy. I'm very thin, and I have short legs. So I had to find ways to overcompensate my lack of finishing speed toward the end and try and run you under along the way methodically. So I had to find different ways to win races, so times really didn't concern me. And it was a bonus if I ran a faster time and won the race. So yeah, I've done it for a couple of decades and then tailed off a little bit. I haven't run a race in a few years, but you can tell I put all this weight on my giant.
I'm good with the 5Ks.
I don't know how you get past that. I
Yeah.
ran cross country in high school.
Yeah. Did you run for Coach Jacobs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great guy.
Yes, he is.
Great guy.
Coach Jacobs.
Yep.
He is a nice guy. Niagara Falls High School, located in Niagara Falls, New York.
Power Cats.
The Power Cats, which is now the NAC building.
That's right.
That's right. Well, I'm done rambling for the time being. We're going to give transplanted Minnesota resident in Austin, Texas, who is now in Boston getting ready for the marathon, Dick Beardsley, a call as I search through the Rolodex. Those of you remember the Rolodex back in the day. Also known as a cell phone now, under the contacts. He is speaking probably regarding his foundation. I'll have him explain that to you. Obviously, it's the 30th anniversary coming up about the duel in the sun. He and Alberto Salazar went toe-to-toe. It was an outstanding race, and this is 1982, which was the year my favorite CD of all time, Rush Signals, was produced. Very silent right now at the moment. Like, Rush? All right, we're going to get this on here via Skype, giving him a call. Area code 716-402-4218. Thomas Loop, allwnyradio.com. Call or don't call. I'm fine with it.
Hello, Dick speaking.
Dick Beardsley, how are you? It's Tom Proctor with a full voice,
Hey.
not a hoarse voice.
Hey, Tom. Good. How are you?
Man, I want to thank you very much for your time. I understand how extremely busy you are. You are now in Boston, Massachusetts, getting ready to check out some event you ran about 30 years ago.
Yeah, I just got done doing an event at the New England Running Company store, and I'm up here with Dave Shelbourne from New Balance, and tomorrow morning I'm speaking at Ipswich High School to a bunch of 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th graders, so a busy schedule, but I'm having a ball.
Hey, let's cut to it. How did the virtual race go, the Against the Wind 5K? How did it go for you? How was it a success?
You know what?
Go ahead.
I tell you what, Tom, it went quite well. You know, I think we had close to 300 runners, which isn't a lot, but I tell you, for something new, a virtual run,
Yeah.
it went well, and we had a lot of great prizes and donated by a lot of different people, including 100 pair of New Balance running shoes donated by New Balance, and so the nice thing was is proportionate from runners to prizes, just about everybody got something, So
That's nice.
Listen, it was all good. It gave the foundation great exposure, and we raised some money, so that was it was all good.
Will you consider it a success? Will there be a second edition of this?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I didn't. There were other people that really did most of the work on it, and right now asking them that probably wouldn't be a good idea because I know they worked real hard on it.
Dick Beardsley is with me here at allwnyradio.com. The Thomas Loop Boston Marathon's coming up. Any goosebumps going on? Any flashbacks? Any thoughts of what it was like back then?
Oh my goodness, Tom! It's hard to believe it. It's 30 years, and I can still remember that day so vividly. It was April 19th, 1982, and back then the race started at 12 noon, which that was the tradition back then, and it was close to 80 degrees at the start. So I remember that. The good part was the last 4 or 5 miles as we got towards the finish area, the breeze started coming in off of the ocean, and so even though we had a headwind to run into, at least it cooled it down into the maybe mid-60s. But at that point you're pretty well gone anyhow. But the thing I remember back then, Tom, is that the crowds were so unbelievable thick, and there were areas that there was barely room for Alberto Salazar and I to run, literally side by side, and the noise, it was just, I still think back to that, and it gives me goosebumps. But it was a race that I'll never forget, and I'm looking forward to Sunday afternoon, kind of doing a thing with Runner's World and Alberto Salazar to kind of reminisce about 30 years ago.
Is there going to be anything documented and written about this experience over the weekend for us to read about or to picture or to watch on TV or social media?
Yeah, I know Runner's World is going to be, they're kind of hosting it, so they're going to be covering it. And I know that when we're done with that part of it, I know they're miking up Alberto and I, and they're going to do like an interview with the two of us. So that should be real interesting, and hopefully that'll be up on perhaps their website or through some kind of social media. But we'll definitely have to let people know about that when I find out.
Dick Beardsley here at allwnyradio.com. Describe your foundation, how it was founded, what brought you to getting out there.
Well, I went through a terrible addiction to narcotic painkillers back in the early to mid 90s, and fortunately got help and got treatment, and I've had 15 years of sobriety now. And so my wife Jill and I started the foundation about 4.5 years ago to try to raise some money to hopefully help people with the disease of chemical dependency get the help they need that could not afford it, and mainly to spread the word and get the word out there about that it is a disease, and to talk to young kids about leading healthy, active lifestyles chemically free. So it's all been, we've put a lot into it, and unfortunately we haven't raised as much money as I'd hope we would have raised by now. But it's something that you continue to work on, and foundation or not, I'm continue to work hard at trying to share my story and hopefully improve other people's lives through what happened to me.
Dick Beardsley here at the Thomas Loop, allwnyradio.com. A couple more questions. Are you going to be? Have you paid attention to this year's field? I know it's an Olympic year, with the Boston Marathon paralleling with the London Olympic Games. But have you paid attention to any of the competitors, any favorites, anyone standing out, anyone that you're interested in watching, or is it just the whole experience that you just want to take in?
Well, I think the whole experience obviously is what you want to take in, but I think if Patrick Mutai, the winner that won it last year, he's back here to defend his championship, and obviously, he's saying he's not going for a fast time, that he's going just for the win, and I can totally understand that. I mean, It's an Olympic year. The Olympics aren't that far off, and why go out there and just bust yourself, especially on a course like Boston, if you could go out there and maybe run 2:09 or something like that and win it, and for him that would be like, kind of a nice, easy up-tempo run and then have it for the Olympics. So I think that's going to be real interesting. But, the thing about Boston is there's people that can spring out of nowhere and run well, and hopefully there'll be some Americans that do well in there. And, of course, the weather can always be a crapshoot at Boston. And right now the weather's calling for a little warmer than perhaps most people would like. So it's always interesting, and it's always fun just being amongst the crowd and enjoying all the sights and things that you see at Boston Marathon.
Dick Beardsley, man, I'm going to let you go because you have an extremely, extremely busy schedule. I want to thank you very much once again for getting on before the event. I think it's really cool, and I definitely will be keeping in touch with you. Thank you very much for your time here.
Hey, thank you, Tom. Anytime. Take care.
You take care, too. Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
allwnyradio.com, Nick Spacone in studio. That was Dick Beardsley reliving briefly the 30th anniversary of the Duel in the Sun, describing the Boston Marathon, describing his foundation, describing what he called a non-success. Well, you can't quote me on that, but of the Against the Wind 5K, but I'd like to pick his brain because I'd like to get in on that. I'd like to see if I could help.
It's just the beginning of that.
It's just the beginning of that.
So
he's
keep pushing.
He holds a Guinness Book of World Records for consecutive times faster at 26.2 miles. I believe it's at 13 straight times.
13 straight races of beating his own time.
Through 1987 it ended. I think it started in the late 70s.
Yeah. So he's not going to let a little stumbling block in.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's
slow him
gonna
down.
happen.
Yeah, no.
But it was great to have him on. I was really surprised I was able to get him. I just thought about the night before. I knew Boston was coming up over the weekend, and I just think it's great because he does all these speaking engagements. He gives me the opportunity. I do this voluntarily, weekly, and to be able to talk to a person that caliber in the sport of distance running and athletics running and Olympic sport too. I mean, wow, it's pretty. It's
something
nice.
Something good in Boston.
That's right. Something's going on in Boston too. Yeah, calling him from Boston. That was nice. Nick, man, go ahead and recap what's going on for you over the summer. For those of you just tuning in, Nick Spacone played some outstanding tunes here. A couple of originals, a cover tune, John Legend.
Yeah, if you're just catching us now, make sure you start it over and watch from the beginning.
We'll be on demand on Ustream.
You want to
within
watch
the hour.
every minute of this. And I noticed when he was playing the videos that he actually captured of myself playing at Legends.
Yeah.
There was like one had like 120 something views. So let's get that up to like 120,000 views. Help me out. Like Tom was saying,
Yes.
The more views a YouTube video has, the more opportunity there is for that artist. So in different facets. So basically I'm just staying busy this summer, supporting myself with performing, and also at the NAC where I have a studio, I do demo recordings too. If you go to soundcloud.com/host.go, you'll hear my band stuff. But I have friends that do hip hop or whatever. I have a pretty simple studio setup. It's perfect for doing demos, real low budget. So get in touch with me. You can, I'm on Facebook, Nicholas Spacone, on Twitter.com/hostecho. So at hostecho, HOSTECHO. Find me on there. Getting a little more active. There's another place. I have as many tweets as I do followers on there, which is double digits. So let's get that up too. So I can feel like I need to actually use it more than once a month. So, but my whole schedule for this month is on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna be doing that every month now throughout the summer. Just doing a whole one sheet with all my dates for the month. So stay tuned to that if you're interested in seeing me, and I hope you do.
Nick Spacone here at allwnYradio.com. The Thomas Loop heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Podcast out toward the weekend in iTunes and in FeedBurner. I'll be sure to post it on my Facebook called The Thomas Loop. That's a very original name. Sarcasm. We had Tom Sartori on at 9 o'clock. We had Frank Croisdale on at about 8:15. You could pretty much get us on demand on Ustream after this broadcast concludes. You can call us 24 hours a day at 716-402-4218 for suggestions, complaints, criticisms, happiness, sadness, and as Noah said, drunkenness. Anyway.
That was a Coach Jacobs line, wasn't it? Any
know.
comments, concerns, criticisms?
I don't remember. I never ran in high school.
Yeah. That was his line.
Oh, nice. Nice. I'm going to attempt to play Tom Sartori's tune before we get off the air. Nick, man, do you have anything else you'd like to play for us?
Well, I did want to mention a new project. I started just a few months ago with an amazing drummer named Naomi Langworthy.
Nice.
She
is amazing, right?
If you're familiar with the music scene in Western New York at all, you know Naomi or you've seen her play.
Yeah.
She's a fierce drummer. And the two of us started a duo. Some songs I'm playing guitar, some songs I'm playing keyboard, and she's on the drums, or she might pick up a bass guitar as well, and we're both singing. So we're demoing, we're writing, we're demoing, and some pretty interesting, funky, dirty stuff coming out of our musical collabo there. So watch out for that too. Right now we're calling our project 1960.
Is she a jazz-trained drummer?
I have no idea.
Man.
She can play anything. She's like one of the easiest musicians I've ever played with. You don't ever have to worry about. She knows exactly where the song's going or what needs to happen, and just tight technique and passionate performance and everything you'd want to see in a performer. And she's down in Nashville right now.
Yeah.
She's doing she's spending a few months down there scoping out the scene because it's Nashville, it's music's city. And
She in her early. She's really young, isn't she? 21, 22?
I'm not going to disclose that information.
that
I
is
don't
a good
know how
answer.
Sensitive.
Oh, my fault,
Yes,
man.
but-
But she's a prodigy. Let's just say that.
She's something.
Prodigy.
So
my
yeah,
fault, guys.
started playing with her. So yet another project to look out for. that
Outstanding.
I'm involved in, but
My fault there, buddy.
yeah, no, hey, it's all right.
Okay, here we're gonna. You like to play anything else, or you're thinking?
I'm thinking
Let's
if
not press
people
it,
want to
kid.
hear more, they need to come check me out live and
There you go.
grab a disc or download a song or something.
Yes.
Do something.
That's
or if you want to call in and request a song, email in.
There you go.
Maybe we'll get lucky and I'll know it.
Yeah,
How about
that's
that?
right.
Let's take that approach.
Be
I'll put it
taking-
on you guys.
Give you cocktail napkin requests.
Yes, I love that.
Well, we're gonna
I got a
attempt-
cocktail napkin request one time from this couple. They looked so mild mannered.
Yeah.
She hands me the napkin. Stroking by Clarence Carter. Clarence Carter.
How'd that work out?
Hilariously.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm gonna attempt to play Tom Sartori's tune. So as soon as it plays,
You whispered in my ear, let's get out of here. I think they're on to us. So I pulled the car around, put the rag top down, and drove us through the night. Then we headed upstairs and crashed a party. Just one more whiskey and I might fall in love. Now it's 7 a.m. and I said, where's your boyfriend? Gonna think you are. She said, one more whiskey. Did the best I could to show you all the things that you'd been missing on your way to heaven, and you mustered up a smile, the first one in a while. That's when I knew I was in trouble. Then we headed upstairs and crashed a party. Just one more whiskey and I might fall in love. Now it's 7 a.m. and I said, where's your boyfriend? Where's your boyfriend?
Tom Sartori, allwnyradio.com. That is One More Whiskey. We heard it. I like the beginning of that, too. I like the whole song. It was outstanding. Thank you, Tom, for sending that via MP3. We wanted to make sure we were able to play that for you here at allwnyradio.com. One More Whiskey, you could find it at tomsartori.com, along with his... check out his reality show as well, Backstage Pass. Pretty cool stuff there. He gave us up his time, extremely busy in the state of Florida, where he plays 5 days a week. Said he was going to be playing in Clearwater, Tampa, Orlando. Man, just it was great to have him on, relive some of that old Western New York tradition of music here. And Nick wants to play something here. He had a request via text.
Yeah.
Somebody requested.
Someone requested. And they also heard the meow in the background, which I am allergic to, sadly. But of course, the cat has to harass me, the allergic one. But you're not allergic to cats, so you're fine. Anyway,
hey, before you start, I want to thank you very much for coming out. We'll take care of that cat. You can explain the text that you got. I will remove the cat from the premise.
No, that was pretty much it. It was like, was that a meow? So, anyway. If I'm a little extra raspy, you can thank whatever that cat's name is. But it's okay, because it lends itself to the request I'm about to play.
Stole my heart, but I love you anyway. it on back home one of these days.
Nick Spacone. What a version of Rod Stewart's Maggie here at allwnyradio.com. Nice. Nice to respond to a certain person's text there, huh?
Yeah. Helps when it's your girlfriend.
Hey, the song we listened to is One More Whiskey, available on iTunes by Tom Sartori, titled Long Ride Home. It's available on iTunes. The record was produced in L.A. by the legendary Giza X. He's the old punk producer who did the Dead Kennedys. Mixed in Miami by Grammy winner Charles Dye. And to note, Tom Sartori did all of the guitar and keyboard work in it. Thank you very much for sending that MP3. We wanted to play it for you, and we did. Nick, man, thank you very much for coming out.
Oh, man. I had fun.
Man, it was a great
Thanks
show.
for having me here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Tom.
Until next time, probably be a couple weeks from now, I have a show held in Legends, April 18th. That is from 9 until midnight. It'll be called, we're called Acoustic Mile. We have Aaron M., myself, Tom on lead guitars, and it'll be our first time since December since we've been playing out. We're looking forward to it. Legends is located at 240 First Street, Niagara Falls, New York, USA, right in the tourist district, right off of Old Falls Street. Walking distance from any hotel, so if you're from out of town watching this, and we've had quite a few people that's done so, here's the location. I'll be sure to post it up too online. Nick Spacone in studio, Frank Croisdale at 8:15. We had Tom Sartori at around 9 o'clock. And Dick Beardsley, we thank you all WNYradio.com. It's a couple weeks from now. I want to thank you very much for listening, watching on Ustream. You can get us at allwnyradio.com. I'll be posting on my Facebook and Twitter pages, as well as the link. iTunes podcast along with FeedBurner will be out toward the weekend. And thank you very much for your time, everyone.